But coming back to this blog post of yours, you had written, avoiding stupidity is far better than chasing genius, right? And I think that's where I want to go deeper into understanding what are the most common ways that you've seen people destroy their portfolios, since you were talking about the stupid mistakes that people end up making sometimes.
Oh, there are many ways people do that. But there are not very many. There are 3 or 4 ways in which people blow up their leverage is one common one. They end up using. Markets can do it. They can be. If you don't borrow money, you can lose max 100% of your money. Stock can go to zero, but you can't be forced to sell if you don't have any. It can go down at 70%. You can't be forced to sell, but it will eventually bounce back. You don't have the capacity to hold if you have leverage in your portfolio. So people borrow money. Then the other thing which they do, these low trading costs have turned people into day traders. We have turned National Stock Exchange into the world's biggest casino. We have the highest large trading derivative exchange in the world. I don't think we need that. And in fact, the founder of Zerodha a while back disclosed, because he has all the information with him, that at least on his platform, more than 90% of the day traders lose money, and of the remaining that do make money, most of them don't beat the fixed deposit rate of return. And
in fact, this was a SEBI published report also, that 93% of the traders actually lose money. So it's a published report in that sense.
That tells you about the overconfidence that exists out there in the world. Everybody thinks that, they are in the 7%.
Yeah.
That can't mathematically.
Well, we all want to be the exceptions and the outliers and not the norm, right? But it's so hard to get yourselves to accept the fact that you might just be a part of the norm and not the exception, which is where, when you were talking about some of the companies that, when all the things are going wrong or there's a bad news cycle about a company, as a value investor, you would want that company to be the exception and, emerge out of this crisis and become more resilient. But how do you know that that company is going to be an exception and not the norm? And,
you don't know from advance. Investing is a game of probabilities. One of the most fundamental lessons that come from Ben Graham is that understand the role of uncertainty. Understand that no matter how well you do your work, you will go wrong. In fact, there was this talk that Roger Federer gave at Tuck School of Business. My daughter is studying there. He gave this beautiful talk, and he basically said that, I am one of the most, successful tennis champions. And, can you guess, look at the number of shots that I played in my life. I won only 54% of the shots. 54% of the points. He lost 46% of the points. That means that even to be at the top of his game, he lost 46% of the points. So no matter how good you are, no matter how careful you are, investing is going to be a game of probabilities. You are going to be wrong some of the times. No matter how careful you are, bad luck is going to come. So you have to protect yourself from that. And the only way you can do that is by understanding that you will go wrong. There are 2 ways of dealing with it. One is, of course, you diversify. The other is to confront reality, to acknowledge that you have gone wrong and to not stay wrong. Being wrong is okay. Once you know that you are going to go wrong, if Roger Federer can be wrong 46% of the time, you're going to go wrong.
Absolutely.
Being wrong is okay. Staying wrong is not okay. And investors make that mistake. They go wrong. They know deep down they have gone wrong. They bought it at 100. It's gone to 40. They keep waiting. When it goes back to 100, only then I will sell. It goes to 20. Policy. Yeah, all those, the anchoring, the sunk cost or the endowment effect, all those usual suspects come in. But deep down, they know they are wrong. Deep down, they know that they are wrong, but they will continue to stay wrong. And that's what destroys their portfolios. Part of the reason.